Hi, it's Mr. Skelton, and I'd like to give a little bit more help for the people still working on Yellow Belt. And I want to talk a little bit about how the music is notated in the book, and so you can see a picture of what that notation looks like. I left out the words because I just want to focus on the actual dots. I think the words are easy to decode. So first thing you notice is that you have four different sections to it, four phrases, and they're separated by those thick black lines. And 3 out of 4 of those phrases have combinations of 2 different strings. So for example, in the first 2 lines, you have an A above a D, which means we're going to use some notes on the A string and some notes on the D string. And the second line is exactly the same. And this means that within that phrase, within that first section, anything that is at the same level, here shown by the red line, with the A, would be played on the A string. And anything that is a little bit lower in that section that lines up with the D would be on the D string, again shown by, in this case, with the red line. And that system is going to hold true through the entire piece. Just to point out that when we get to the third line, that the strings change. See, now I have them circled there in red. And so there's a D and a G. So we're not using the A anymore at that point. D becomes the high sounding note. And then the very last line just uses everything on D. There are 2 things that we need to know to be able to play any kind of music. The first is what to play and when to play it. So we were just talking a little bit about the high and low part of what to play. Now here's kind of a when to play it. And I'm going to show you just a little bit of this. I'm not going to show you the entire piece because I do want people to, or I do want the kids to really decode it without being shown specifically each note to play. They have to follow along with their eyes, train their eyes to help read the notes. But we'll do the first 6 notes and show you. And I'm going to put them into gray so you can kind of see which ones I'm talking about. So this very first note is on the lower side, and that means it's going to be played on the D string. Now, one of the other things we need to know about playing is not just what note to play, but how to play it. This note is on its own. It's not connected to any of the other ones. So it's just going to be, we call it 1 beat long. However fast that beat is depends on how fast your child wants to play it. So it's just 1 single note. The next note, and actually the second and third note are connected, but they're both Ds. Here's a D, and here's another D. But these ones that are connected are done a little faster, and faster being in proportion to the ones that are not connected. So if we think of the ones that are not connected as being longer notes, the ones that are connected as being faster notes, that makes the first 3 notes like this. D, D, D. See? So we go a little faster on the ones that are connected. It's the same note, just a faster rhythm. Then the next 3 notes are up in the A string, but we start with the faster ones. A, A, A. Okay, so our long note is the last of those 3. So if we put all 6 of those notes together, D, 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 A, 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 now we have a rhythm. And this is very different from going D, 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 A, where we're making them all the same length. Now, music has different lengths and different speeds of notes. So this is how we achieve that. So with that amount of information, we should be able to decode what some of the other notes are in this and some of the other rhythms. Again, it's just a matter, is it the lower string or the higher string of whatever pair of strings that line is, that phrase is? And are they faster notes? Those are the ones that are connected. Or are they slower notes, the ones that are separated? Okay, so I'm now going to play for you the entire piece, and I'm going to add the audio files that I had previously sent. So you're going to have 3 different versions of this with the music in front of you. But I'm not going to show you which notes I'm playing at the time. You have to use your eyes and train your eyes to do that. If it's helpful, just put your finger kind of close to the screen so you can kind of follow along. Every single one of those little blobs is a sound, at least in terms of how we play it. All right?
Land of the silver birch, home of the beaver, where still the mighty moose wanders at will. Blue lake and rocky shore, I will return once more. Boom da da boom da da boom da da boom boom. D D D A A A D